Hi, my name is Dr. Fiona Tassoni and I'm a doctor of Chinese medicine and also the founder of the Pregnancy Accelerator program, which is an online fertility coaching program to help women conceive naturally or support women undergoing IUI or IVF with Chinese medicine. I'm here today to talk to you about how to improve your preparation for pregnancy using lifestyle, nutrition and herbal medicine, as well as ensuring all the things you need to know to have a happy and healthy pregnancy. I'll also be covering some postpartum strategies to help you recover faster so that you can nurture yourself and your baby. In Chinese medicine, the ideal time to begin preconception care is around 6 to 12 months in advance, and this is also the ideal time to start a good quality prenatal vitamin with folate and weekly acupuncture visits to regulate any hormonal imbalances, regulate your period, improve the sperm, prevent miscarriage, relieve stress, and increase the chances of implantation. One of the big fertility tips I want to mention is that your prenatal must contain folate, not folic acid. Folic acid is synthetic and it's a form of B9 and it's metabolized poorly by all people, not just those with the MTHFR gene mutation. It prevents proper absorption and methylation and proper utilization of the folate. So we want the biologically active form of B9, which is your folate, and in your supplement you'll see it written as folinic acid or your 5-MTHF methylfolate. You'll also be wanting to increase your daily serving of folate through food, and good sources of folate are broccoli, Brussels sprouts, leafy greens, eggs, beets, citrus fruits, nuts and seeds, rice, oats, bananas, avocados, which I love, and legumes. And if anyone's ever worked with me, they will know that diet and nutrition is always the foundation of my treatment approach. I'm so with Hippocrates when he said, "Let food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food." So the first step while trying to conceive is developing a nutritional plan to improve your fertility. And this is not just about healthy eating, it's a way of eating that supports your hormonal balance, the egg and sperm health, and the fetal development. It's also about balancing any existing fertility issues and providing the building blocks not only for your health, but to optimize the chances of conception and just create that nourishing, welcoming womb to receive a baby. So in a nutshell, it's about getting rid of stress, which is number one. As reducing stress is just so important when you're trying to conceive, and also getting rid of all those negative foods that are going to impact your fertility, such as alcohol, your caffeine, your refined carbs, your processed foods, and things like sugar. I want to make a special mention about caffeine, as this is something that I get asked about all the time. It's one substance that you need to avoid in all forms while trying to conceive. Not only does it impact your fertility negatively, but it increases the chances of miscarriage. It increases blood pressure and it just goes against the stress-free state that is just so important for conception. Even the decaffeinated versions of coffee and tea have some caffeine in them. Plus, with coffee, harsh chemicals are usually used in the decaffeination process. So all coffee just plain needs to be eliminated. And for those that are addicted, as I once was, I know how hard this step can be. So if you need 2 to 4 weeks to get off the caffeine, so be it. You'll sleep better, you'll feel healthier, and you'll have more energy without it. You want to keep or add the foods that benefit and nourish and heal, such as your proteins, which is essential for healthy hormones. And this is your lean meats, your fish, your lentils, your nuts, tofu, your high quality protein powder. Carbs aren't the enemy. They are actually essential for your hormone health, especially in order to ovulate. And those things are like quinoa, porridge, sweet potato, rice, gluten-free pasta, gluten-free grains. Then you've got your organic vegetables and fruits, your nuts and seeds, your legumes and your whole grains like your oats, rice, buckwheat, millet, and healthy fats and oils, which play an important role in the endocrine function, which regulates all of the hormones which are involved in reproduction. And some of those fats are your avocados, your ghee, your eggs, fish, your nuts and seeds, your olive oil, and I love coconut oil. You want to also eat your food closer to that is warm, so it doesn't overly tax your digestion. So I suggest steaming or lightly sauteing or stir frying your vegetables, and this helps release the nutrients and just helps your body digest them easier. You also want to avoid the hard to digest foods such as dairy products. They also are synthetic, they have antibiotics and cause a lot of inflammation in the body. So for a milk substitution, you might consider almond milk, macadamia or rice milk, but limit the soy as it mimics estrogen and it can have serious negative impact on the fertility. So if you're worried about getting calcium, alternative sources include your leafy green vegetables such as your broccoli, kale is king, and spinach, your black beans, your sesame seeds, your almonds, and salmon. I do make one exception in the elimination of dairy, and that's yogurt. It's easier to digest than other dairy products. You want to just opt for more organic and just try to check the labels so that nothing else is added, particularly sugar. Clearly avoiding gluten. The main thing with gluten is that many people have a sensitivity to it and they don't even know it. And this sensitivity can cause a host of problems like inflammation, bloating, digestive issues, just fatigue, like making gluten particularly hard on the body. So you want to just avoid it. It affects the thyroid and impacts fertility. Also, you want to avoid your raw meat, your fish and soft cheese, which can harbour the bacteria, and say yes to beans and other legumes, but avoid the peas, as they actually are a natural contraceptive, which interferes with estrogen and progesterone. So pass on the peas, including the snow peas. Include your microbiome ferments such as your kimchi, your sauerkraut, your miso and other fermented foods. By allowing these dietary guidelines as a whole, basically will improve your overall fertility. It'll help stabilize your blood sugar and maximize your nutritional value and healthy hormonal balance, which is optimal for conception and your embryonic health. So some of the best vitamins and minerals I recommend in addition to your prenatal: magnesium, zinc, selenium. You've got your essential fatty acids such as your fish oils, but for my vegan and vegetarian patients, this can also be in a variety of plant-based foods such as walnuts, your flax seeds, your chia seeds, your hemp seeds, your edamame, your seaweed, your algae. We also supplement vitamin E, it's great for the lining, B vitamins, CoQ10, clearly vitamin D all the way through, and vitamin C. Then we've got ways to boost the male fertility. So in addition to following the dietary guidelines recommended above, for your male partner, you might want to ensure they're getting the right amounts of zinc, selenium, antioxidants, B12 particularly, and again, your essential fatty acids and vitamin C. So these nutrients help to produce healthy, viable sperm, and it's so important. So good sources of this in food, you've got with your selenium, your Brazil nuts, your snapper cod, salmon and shrimp, barley, lean lamb, antioxidants are your goji berries, B12 is your lean beef, your shrimp, your salmon, your tempeh, chlorella, seaweed, nutritional yeast and almond milk. With zinc, it's oysters or it's pork, lamb, sesame seeds, things like pumpkin seeds, chickpeas, almonds. And then vitamin C foods like your capsicums, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cherries, kale, kiwis, strawberries and oranges. And with your essential fatty acids, we've got walnuts and avocados. So as I already know, I recommend that you get most of your nutrients from food. However, with men, I often supplement things like zinc, selenium, a really good PreConception men's multi with your folate, your essential fatty acids, your CoQ10, L-carnitine and tribulus, vitamin D, calcium, vitamin E. So as mentioned previously, diet does not work alone, so it's important to get plenty of rest, reduce your stress and avoid toxins. It also helps to get your mind and your body and your spirit into a calm place. So this could be practicing your lower diaphragmatic breathing, which is your deep rhythmic breathing, where you breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth slowly, and you're just allowing that abdomen to rise and fall with the breath. And I often call this belly breathing or baby breathing. It's a way of calming the parasympathetic nervous system, and I often get all of my patients to place one hand on their heart and the other hand on the womb space, and that way you're just really connecting the heart to the uterus and tuning in. So we want to avoid toxins, as I said, especially cigarette smoke. And aside from smoking, you want to avoid any of the known toxins in your work and home environment, such as your pesticides and your cleaning products. So check those labels. Maintain clearly a healthy body weight, because we know that being grossly overweight and underweight, it negatively impacts infertility, but there is a healthy weight range that's optimal, and they recommend that a BMI of 18 to 25 is ideal for fertility. Exercise is so important. It's about really oxygenating the blood and getting that to circulate through the whole body, including the reproductive organs. So I normally recommend around 3 to 5 days of exercise for at least 30 minutes, and just make sure that the exercise is mellow and gentle and not overly vigorous. I love using the power of visualizations and affirmations for fertility, and this is something that you can visualize at the end result, where you're visualizing healing light or golden light filling your uterus, and you can use affirmations to help keep your thoughts focused on positive results. Things like, I am ready to receive new life. I feel blessed to have this little miracle inside me. My body is designed to conceive, and my womb is ready to invite my baby to nestle and grow. So you finally put the 40 weeks of pregnancy and long hours of childbirth behind you, and you're now officially a mother. Congratulations. Now comes the transition from pregnancy or preconception to pregnancy to postpartum. So in Chinese medicine, the first 40 days are crucial for recovery and childbirth and encouraging lactation. And we also focus on a diet that's going to build the blood and energy. So we recommend things that are slow cooked, such as your oats, your soups, chicken soup, your bone broth, congis, which is your ginger, it's a ginger base with rice, or vegetable broth, so you want things that are, again, easy to digest and that are nourishing in those initial postnatal weeks. We also recommend clearly protein, because it's essential for the tissue healing, and you're getting this from eggs and fish, chicken, beans, chickpeas, nuts and seeds. Clearly, vegetables need to be nutrient dense, and things like sweet potatoes, carrots, kale, chard, cabbage, broccoli, spinach, and aim for just a big plate of all colours. Fruits, clearly antioxidant fruits loaded with things like cherries, your pomegranates, apples, kiwis, organic berries, oranges, grapefruits. Things that you can drink, clearly you could juice things like celery juice is amazing, carrot juice, we've got licorice tea, ginger tea. You just want to stay really hydrated. And ginger tea is also really good because it reduces a lot of the inflammation, but it improves that circulation. The main foods to avoid when recovering with postpartum, and they're things like grains, apart from oats and rice, clearly alcohol, caffeine, sugar, dairy, things from before. And you want to avoid these things because during a state of recovery, your body needs everything to help it heal, and refined foods will just cause more inflammation and reduce absorption of those high nutrients you get from whole foods. So supplements that I might add, in addition to your prenatal multivitamins, are zinc, essential fatty acids. It could be echinacea, vitamin C, vitamin D, your bromelain, your quercetin, ginger, your CoQ10, and a good probiotic. That's just to recolonize your gut, but it's important to also get a blood test, and we normally do that around 4 weeks just to test your B12, your zinc and vitamin D. Especially because if you are low in zinc, it'll slow down the recovery and the wound healing. And also with iron deficiency, it can cause that tiredness and shortness of breath and dizziness postpartumly. So it's worthwhile knowing your results so you can supplement iron if you need to, or the zinc. And this is also a time where we recommend acupuncture and moxa. Moxa is a form of heat therapy, and that's to aid in the postnatal recovery. And it consists of like burning this dried mugwort. It's like a cigar, and we call this mother roasting. It helps, you burn it over the uterus. We don't touch it to the skin clearly, but we just hover it over the body, and it encourages the uterus to contract and the nipples to lactate, and we often do that for the first 3 weeks. Acupuncture is also used to balance the emotions. It helps the perineal healing and helps with any breastfeeding problems. So I hope that some of these tools, techniques and practices of Chinese medicine helps you on your way to a healthy and happy conception, and also aid in a wonderful postpartum recovery.